Gotta bring this up. Gotta hope that fucking with the shit didn't make it ass. Gotta test. See if. Cool. I'm exhausted. Hello, Minty. I'm gonna share this stream out, and we can ring in the new year. Hello, Valor. I'm fucking exhausted. I'm absolutely shit-ass exhausted. Like, it was a week. I showed my normal fitness stuff and all this stuff, like the stuff in my routine, to somebody interested in Anarchy House. And that was good. That was good. But, that followed up by also some wrestling stuff that honestly, like, my left knee kind of got out of whack a little. And then I had to do my fucking like manual labor gig today. So basically, I had to do like a full day of rock shoveling with a bad knee. And that sucked. That sucked. So, I'm a little bit sore, and exhausted. But yes, I'm okay, Valor. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing fine. I'm just exhausted. I'm explaining why I might seem a little tired in this stream. But yeah, I should be fine. Especially since I'm going to be launching the new site tomorrow. I'm going to talk about that. New Year's Eve. Kinda. Edition. I'm not really doing anything for New Year's. Although, I have a really bad idea. I have a bad idea of something I could do with New Year's. Because I need to fundraise. So, I'll broach that in a little bit. Also, I gotta switch to live chat. I'm gonna tag everyone in this. I'm gonna tag everyone and see if there would be interest in this. Because I think there might be, and this would be an incredibly stupid thing to do. But I think it would be worth it because A, I need fucking money, and B, I think it'd be funny. I think people would laugh. So, with that in mind, let me make absolutely sure that I also send this to a couple people on Twitter, because apparently YouTube does not notify people of my fucking streams. I found that out last time. I found it out last time. Because somebody told me that they don't get notifications from my streams. Now, I have a Discord server. People can join that Discord server if they want to get in on my streams. So, you know, like, I'll tag people. You know, I'll tag people in my server. But, like, apparently some people don't get those some of the time. And some people, like, don't get the YouTube notifications but aren't in the server. So, I'll make sure you get this on Twitter. And you get this on Twitter. And then I should be good. Alright, so my fundraising idea and I'll be bringing this up a few times in the stream here. My fundraising idea is to ring in the new year with some fireworks of my own. And so I didn't have the ingredients that I needed for my chili when a guest showed up. And one of the things that this guest wanted to do is very, appropriately, very appropriately, he wanted to try some of my chili dogs. The infamous chili dogs that only losers who've never had them don't like. Because everybody who's had them says that they're great. They're just very hot also. But I didn't have the peppers because my bag of Ghost and Carolina Reaper peppers, among others, apparently I didn't use them soon enough. And so they sort of expired on me in the fucking fridge. And so I had a bag of useless bullshit. And I decided to use different peppers. So I have now a bag of Thai peppers that I got at the local Oriental market. And starting with the green ones, this is just a possibility. Starting with the green ones, I would go live on my bullshit channel that I haven't used since I did another hot challenge with Buffalo Wild Wings Blazing Wing Challenge. And I would say, if you give me $50, I will eat a Thai pepper. For every 50, I will eat a Thai pepper. And this would mean that if fucking 50 people gave me $50 each, I would be eating 50 Thai peppers in front of y'all with no water. I think this is a bad idea, but I need the money. So I could hoe myself out for a little bit in the name of getting the money. Because basically, two things came up. First off, I got, hello Jester. I got my fucking hosting on my site coming up. I've got a phone bill I need to pay. I've got rent that I'm trying to save for because, there are fucking, requirements on level of income or savings or whatever before you can get your fucking apartment. And I want Anarchy House to work. Not apartment, but house, a general thing. So, I would be willing to torture myself for a little bit. And maybe even, if this is successful, do a future stream where I do the same thing but with hotter peppers than these. So, potential. I don't even know that there's interest in this yet. But there are plenty of people who hate me. And some of those people even have money. So some of those people might want to throw some of that money at seeing me in pain. I would be banking on this. So the stream would be sometime in the beginning of this week. And I would not get any water until 10 minutes after the last donation. And I wouldn't get any water if somebody donates within that 10 minutes. So basically, it would be a challenge to see how many people were willing to throw money at me consecutively enough that I would eat Thai peppers for a long period of time. And of course, I would try to vamp and talk about other shit. But basically, yeah, this could be very bad and very not smart. But I have peppers, and I could use them for this purpose. I could use them for this purpose so that I could get the money I need for all this shit. And the reason is, I work for my landlord. I do odd jobs for my landlord in exchange for rent. And this month, I thought that I would have the entire month of rent covered. So, turns out I don't. And the general thing is that he's got enough work that covers most of rent and nothing more, when I thought he would have enough work for me today and also this month that I could cover rent for all of it and also do stupid things like pay my website hosting. So, if I can't within a short enough time frame, I will start to do things like this, because it is better to do that and temporarily suffer than it is to not have a site anymore, my personal site, not pay my storage unit, which I also need to do, not get rent, and a variety of other things. So, there's a possibility that I will be doing that. Well, just as a preface, I need, probably, if I were to guess, given the amount of work that I've already done and the work that I'm told I will get, I would probably need a couple hundred. But, I have a bag of peppers, and I will keep the peppers coming until I get the amount, if people threw fucking $2,500 at me, I would just keep eating peppers. I feel like this could actually be a good way for me to get some of the things that I need, and maybe even establish a baseline for content, because I think this could be an entertaining thing for people to watch. So, yeah, there's a possibility I might be doing that soon. So, yeah, that's a thought. That's a thought I had. But, sure, fucking, I'll try to get it by other means before that. So, my current goal, though, is to get it, and if I have to get it by this kind of means, that's what I will do. But, yeah, so, fucking, that's a possibility. And if, either way, tomorrow I'm going to be posting, it's already written, the first article for anarchunity.com. What is Anarchunity? Anarchunity is a hub for anarchist writers of any sort. You don't need to put your name behind it. You can use a pseudonym if you want. But basically, the point of the site is that it's not just for ANCAPs, ANCOMs, and anything. It's for all of them. If you ID as anarchist, we want to see your content on the site. Let me know if you want to get on that. We need an email, and we need a prof pic and a bio, and you need to make original content for the site. Because we talked about doing cross-posting and shit, but I told him that doesn't make any sense, that we need, people to make content for the site. That the point of the site is to make content. And we need to have, Kareem and I had several sessions, and I basically told him that we need to have a significant amount of original content. So that's what I want from the site. I want people to make original content. And it will eventually get, profitable. Once we break even on the amount that was thrown at making the site, we will, start paying authors, paying content creators, people who make videos, people who make articles, that sort of thing. And eventually we will have subscription tiers where people can get subscription-only content that is, more valuable. And the reason is, that we're doing this is because there are a significant amount of us that are tired of the division in anarchist circles. So those people, some of them, are willing to put their actions where their mouth is and actually try to work with people. So it'll be interesting to see how this works. We want anarchists of a variety of sorts. We want as many different types as possible. And yeah, I set up the site not too long ago. I'm going to be finishing some of the final touches this evening, and then tomorrow I'm going to be posting the first article, which is going to be part of my series, my personal series that I'm starting called Freedom Fact Check, where I will be an anarchist alternative to Snopes, where people can support somebody who is an avowed conspiracy theorist, and an anarchist who hates the way everything works, fact-checking people. Instead of Snopes, instead of the Atlantic Council through Pointer, instead of fucking Bill Gates through factcheck.org and their incestuous partnership with NPR and PBS, instead of those people, I will be providing value to the site by providing original content fact-checking people. That will be my outlet with the site. So, lots to come there. I already have an article loaded up. I want to do about 15 a month. And if y'all want to support that, I do have a Patreon. So, I prefer Ko-fi, though, because they take a lot less a month. Especially if I sub to Ko-fi, like, Gold or whatever it is. I'm strongly considering doing that, because it starts to get to a point where the amount that they take out of what people throw at you is less than, is more than it would be to just get Ko-fi Gold and give them $5 a month, I think it is, so that I can get all the 100% of the donations. So yeah, I'm strongly considering getting that. Like it might be worth it if there's enough people who throw money at me a month. But if you decide you want to throw money at something, that will be there, so that you can get my Freedom Fact Checks. And I'll be using my email list to send these out either way. Like, they will be free. They will be free. So, if you decide you want access to that, I think my sender link is still in the description, where you can sign up with your email to get them sent to your inbox and get the truth. Edgy style, anarchist style, an anarchist alternative to Snopes. Eek says, also, hello, Patriot. Eek says, yeah, selling stuff on eBay to pay the credit card. eBay is taking 20%. Yeah, and also eBay, they've nerfed their system a lot where you can't make as much from what you do sell. And they did that so that they could offer protections that aren't even really good protections. And so when I hear from people who are selling on eBay, they're like, well, I might as well just sell it on Craigslist or something, because I can get more of what I put out. And if somebody doesn't like the fact that it's shady, well, then they don't need to buy it, because I don't like the idea of a company taking a huge amount of what it's sort of like it's the reason that white market stuff always costs more, because you're trying to meet regulations, you're trying to, anticipate chargebacks, you're trying to anticipate returns and all this shit. It's just aggravating. Oh, before I forget, Eek, did you get a YouTube notification, or did you just get the Twitter message I sent you? Because that's important. We were talking about that earlier. Minty, holy crap, I phased out. I'm back, LMAO. It happens. Rescind, hello. Yeah, rescind. So I'm I posed a thing earlier, because basically, I'm short on what I need this month. So I posed a possibility earlier where I'm going to potentially sometime this week, have a stream where I do like one Thai pepper for every 50 somebody throws. So that might be an entertaining way to raise the funds I need. I've got a bag of them because basically I needed hot peppers from my chili because I had a guest over all week. That guest is going to help with Anarchy House when it starts to get established. Um, and so we went to the Oriental Market near me. And the Oriental Market near me had peppers, and just said, which ones are the hottest peppers here? And and the chick there, she bags me up a bunch of these, and these are pretty hot. Um, and so basically the I like I talked to her, and she's like giving me this look like, maybe don't throw so many of these in your chili. I ended up putting 5, and it was less hot than I'm used to, but it was still hot enough that my house guest from the fucking Midwest looked like he was being Guantanamo tortured. So, um, I guess that's enough. I'm used to very hot things. I'm used to putting fucking Carolina Reapers and ghosts in my chili. So this to me was pretty fine. But I did end up, because I said, well, how about this? After we buy these, I'll eat one in front of you. And she said, she said I shouldn't do that because they're too hot. And so I did it in front of her anyway. And it was relatively hot. And what I liked about this heat is that it started here and ended here. Like, this was a full throat of of heat. So I'm gonna get these now that I know that they're there. I'm gonna get these and add them to stuff anyway. But I have a bag of them, and that's the idea. Is that, like, for every 50 I would get, I would eat one of them. So, um, yeah, oh yeah, because Jester was in on a Jitsi call with that. Jester says, yeah, that was funny to watch. Yeah, fucking, oh man, I forgot, because that was on the Wednesday, and I made that we did the cult meeting on the Wednesday. Okay, well, yeah, so, yeah, so basically I just need 200, um, but the, because a bunch of expenses hit, like, right now. And apparently also the landlord that told me I would get enough for the month of working, that I would be able to, cover this next month of rent. Apparently that's not a thing. So, yeah. Like, I thought that I would have January covered, and that I would just be, like, starting to get into the positive with some other labor that I'm doing right now. But basically, yeah, that's the deal. Um, but, like, I have a bag of these peppers now, and I'm trying to think of what to do with them before they expire, because that's the problem that I had. The previous peppers that I had like ghosts and reapers and shit, and habaneros and jalapenos, and it was all in a bag. But I guess I didn't use them in time because they started to rot. So I needed to go on an emergency pepper run so that my house guest could have some of my infamous chili at the heat levels that it should be, you know? So I went and got these peppers. These peppers are great. I'm gonna start using these in a lot of things. And now that I know that it's there, like, holy shit. There's like okay, here's the thing. If you live in a city, find your local small business. Find your local small businesses. Find them. Please do that. Okay? Because there's so much cool shit. If you live in a small town, find your small businesses. But if you're in a city, there are so many small businesses that you could probably do, right? And like this one, okay. This one is called Oriental Market. It's in the middle of Spokane. And it's excellent. It seems small on the outside and it's bigger on the inside, I fucking promise you. If you ever go to this store, you will know this. You will see the outside and you'll be like, this is a fucking weird little shed. And you'll go in there, and it has a world of food. It has a world of food. And so it has like a seasoning aisle, it has a sauce aisle, it has weird frozen shit, it has a whole aisle dedicated to ramen, bulk rice, beans, that sort of shit, spices as well over there. And it's just like, you know, a wall dedicated to curry, a wall dedicated to canned weird vegetables that you might need for like a variety of different cooking. It has a wall dedicated to MSG fucking, like, the weird pasta that you wouldn't get otherwise, like noodles, like fucking glass noodles. I get my glass noodles there. And just so many examples of things you can get if you're willing to go to small businesses and not just be like, man, I just want to go to Walmart and get my normie shit. So I went there. I now have very hot peppers. And also, they sell really good prices at this place. You know, if I ever blow up and this video fucking takes off and this place gets bombarded with business, maybe this will change. But their prices are dirt fucking cheap. Okay? This bag of peppers would be something like $8 or $9 minimum at a place like Walmart. $3. And it's fucking great peppers. You can put those in stew. You can put those in whatever. Man, like, I promise, small businesses, go to your fucking small businesses. Patronize people who, like, wouldn't make it without, like, you know, you helping them. Like, because Walmart, they're gonna make it. It doesn't matter. They can install however many fucking locks they want on their shit. They're gonna make it. You know? They Oh, by the way, I can read some stuff. Like, but there's news coming out that basically the stuff that led to the panic around, like, shoplifting in, like, West Coast cities, running rampant and all that shit, that was apparently a lie and dramatically overblown. And I think the CEO of Walgreens said, we fucked up and we gave wildly inflated figures. And so the thing that led to the wave of locks being installed on shit is not true. And, like, yes, sure, in some places it's kind of bad, maybe. But, like, even in those places, Portland Walmarts, you're not fucking struggling. Fucking Walmart, you're not fucking struggling. Come on. We all know you've got corporate insurance. We all know that you've got big faceless fucks behind your shit. Man. Anyway. Oh. Alright, well, let me go check. Well, thank you, Rescind. Rescind has taken care of that. Although, just to be clear, I might still do this because, I mean, it's peppers. I like peppers. It's just also maybe entertaining. Did you see the Buffalo Wild Wings video that I already did? Because if not, I can send that to you. I did that for free because somebody funded that. I did that for free. And basically what that was is you eat some of the hottest wings in chain restaurants with, like, Carolina Reapers and Ghosts and shit in the sauce. And it's like 250,000 Scoville or something like that. And you eat this and you get a fucking shirt. Oh, yeah, okay, cool. So you know I can take some heat. And I got a bag of these, so I got to use them somehow. One of the things that the chick said at the store was, don't put them in, like, too soon or you'll kill the flavor. So I couldn't just, like, boil them into something and then, like, you know, fucking freeze that and then reheat it later and have the same effect. So I've got a bunch of these peppers now. I've got to do something with them. So I might as well, but You know, maybe I'll do something more sane and I'll say that there's an upper limit of 10 that I eat. Because I still do need to do some general fundraising. Maybe. But either way, I mean, thank you. Thanks deeply. Because that's going to help dramatically. Um, like, basically that takes care of 3 things that I needed off the bat. So, um, but yeah, Happy New Year to you as well. Um, Also, yeah, like, local stores. This one, so you would have to pay at any chain store like Walmart or whatever. You would have to pay like, you know, 15 to $20 for half of what we got for like 17. And that should tell you everything. So, like, I go there every chance I get. Every time I need something. So, Eek says just Twitter. Eek got what, like, only got the message on Twitter. He didn't get a notification. So, yeah, that's fucked. Like, YouTube is hiding my shit. Facebook has been recently hiding my shit. Also, just let me know if you want that fundraiser. Like, we could set something up for you, Eek. Like, I talked about that months ago, and I'm still down to do it. If you want to put your story out there, let me know. You know? Like, at the very least, we could get your story out there and maybe get you some pro bono legal representation. But I feel like we could help you. I feel like I've got a big enough network that maybe we could make a dent here. So let me know. Eek also says, I've looked at donating plasma. It pays about $3.50 a month. So my issue with that is that with my hormonal and metabolic conditions, there's every possibility that I couldn't even do it. I mean, it's maybe, I guess, worth a shot at some point. If all else fails, I could definitely, give that a shot. But like, I think they're gonna turn me away at the door because I tried to donate. I'm O negative. It sucks. I'm O negative, which is great, but like, I'm the universal donor. I could donate to any fucking one. I'm clean. I'm sober. I got no diseases. But what I do have is a jacked up hormonal and metabolic system that means that my resting heart rate is not normal. And so when I went in to donate blood in high school, and one other time I tried to donate blood, not even sell plasma, they said my heart rate is too high and I can't. So I fucking, I mean, it's worth a shot if, if times are ever that tough. But like, fucking, I kind of doubt that they would do it for me specifically, because I've got jacked up everything. I refuse medication, so, not that the medication would even matter in that case, because it might even just taint the blood supply. I don't know. Possibly, I guess at some point I could give that a shot, but like, the whole deal here is like, I tried multiple times to give people my fucking blood, and they did not take it because they said that it was a liability to take blood from somebody with this high a basal heart rate. So, I don't know. It's maybe worth a shot at some point, but yeah, like, that's my story. Like, fucking, I fucking tried to give them my fucking O negative blood, and they refused it because they said it might be dangerous to take any. Fucking. And I came prepared too. Like, I did the whole deal, both times. So, maybe something changed. Maybe my fucking heart rate's at a better place at this age than it was, because the last 2 times I tried, I was 17 and 24 respectively. I just don't have a whole lot of confidence that they would take anything from my blood vessels. So, I guess, it's something to check, something to see. And I wouldn't mind donating blood either. I've got fucking O negative. I've got excellent blood. I wouldn't mind just giving my blood to people. But, nope. Fucking, okay, so, gotta get other things. Rasin says, I'm in SoCal. Loads of cool markets. You can get duck pizzles. I don't know what pizzles are. That's interesting. Pizzles. Search Google for pizzles. Is a Middle English word for... Okay, alright. That's a choice somebody could make. I feel like this is the kind of thing that you would turn into a dog treat. I feel like that's not the kind of thing most people would just eat. No, I've never heard the word pizzle before. Alright, I've definitely touched animal dick in the form of, treats that are made from that. Like, there was this thing called the bully stick that was sold in tack shops, because I grew up in rural fucking desert territory. And so we had tack shops because people like to LARP that they're in the old American West. So, there were these tack shops, and they would sell things called bully sticks. And what a bully stick was it was a really long, dried out bull cock. And you could give it to your dog. So, occasionally, the family would get bully sticks for the dogs. But those were expensive for what you got. So normally we would just get like a marrow bone or something like that, something that would last, because our dogs would just tear through that bullcock so quick. And it wasn't price effective. So, yeah. That's my experience with that. I doubt I would eat it personally. Eek says, yeah, they still sell cow penis as a dog treat. I don't think they'll ever stop. And just to be clear, I'm glad that they do, because that shouldn't go to waste. And if you put that into somebody's sausage, you would have to tell them. So most people probably wouldn't buy sausage with bull penis in it. Or some other form of trying to hide the fact that you're eating something. Most people wouldn't go for that. So my whole deal is, I'm glad it's happening. As somebody who hates waste, I'm glad it's happening. But it's very expensive for what you get. And a dog will normally have a much better and longer term time if you just throw them one of those bones. It's I forget what it is. I think it may even be pressed and formed bone that's just really hard intentionally to make sure that it cleans their teeth while they chew on it. And I just have so many memories of our German shepherds or our Aussies or something like that, just going over and just popping pieces off of the bone. Anyway, gotta scroll up. I think I missed something. Valor says I get notifications, so that's good. Do you get notifications, Jester? Let me know. Eek says, yeah, I have gold and silver collectible coins. Oh, that you're selling. Okay. Hesitant to sell them on eBay because of the huge cut they take. Yeah, well, try Craigslist. There might be. I mean, you live in. I'm not sure you want me to tell people where, but you live in a place where there's probably a lot of people trying to collect, fucking bullion. So there's every possibility you could just sell them on Craigslist direct to somebody else, or find some other peer-to-peer method of selling these collectible coins, personally, instead of like through a fucking third-party seller, because that's asinine. And if you could sell them to them slightly cheaper, like maybe a 2 to 5% markdown from what eBay would charge, like the average eBay price, then you could undercut eBay and make more make more money, and they could sorry, I got a little bit of a cough. I breathed some dust or something. You could undercut eBay by a little bit, and they could like spend less and get more of the thing, and you could get more of the profit. So it's always something like peer to peer is usually better. Like if you can find any numismatism forums in for your local area, there's always a possibility you could just sell them there. Jester says, should I buy this crochet pattern to help me finish my whale or struggle with the free version? That's up to you. There's always, see, this is one of the things, like maybe YouTube would help to get more specific and precise, but also you've also got the free version, and you could just improve that version. Like you could just like retemplate some of the parts of it. There we go. You could just retemplate some of the parts of it and probably be fine, if I were to guess. I don't know specifically, so. Yeah, Jester was watching the house guest eat my chili. It was probably a pretty entertaining experience. And so I had my 2 chili dogs as usual, and in order to prove sort of a point, I had a piece of, like, not really even sourdough bread with some chili on it. It was like the amount of chili as was on all 4 chili dogs that I made, and I just had it in a single thing on a single sitting, and I was like, fine, because I'm used to heat. So like, and Thai peppers are great. I'm gonna start adding these to shit, because like these are very loud. They will make their presence known. And what I like about these specifically is the fact that all the heat, it stops right up here, like right near your adrenaline output, and like right up to here. It'll burn, like if you swallow this stuff, it'll burn. It'll burn a hole down here. So it was great. Like it did exactly what it needed to. And it was relatively cheap. So I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start getting those. But yeah, Anarchunity. The first post tomorrow, and quite a bit more going down the line. And that, that 200 is going to help significantly, because that'll mean that I can spend more of this week focused on that, and more of this month making content for it. So, like, I'll be very, very, like, diligent and actually put out fucking content this month, because holy shit, is that something I need to earn. So, I think you're gonna like what you see. My goal is at least 15 Freedom Fact checks a month, and that'll be like in addition to any other posts that I make for Anarchunity. And I want to make 4 Free Thought Project articles a week, a month. And I want to make fucking like a video a day again, because I fell off. I fell off hard. And I want to start doing that sort of thing, I want to start getting back on my shit. 2024 has to be a better year for me than 2023. I fell off hard this year. I am not, like, too fucking vain or hubristic to admit it. I fell off hard this year. For a variety of reasons, but, like, fucking, I'm not going to use those reasons as excuses. I fell off hard. I needed to do a lot more than I did in a lot more places and a lot more ways. And, I let a lot of people down. But I have an opportunity to not fuck this up this year. So I'm going to try not to. That's going to be my goal. Because, like, you know, there's so many things that I could just, like, oh, I'm in the middle of a fruitless argument that's just stressing me out and, like, shouting into a void at a bunch of people who will never listen to me in, like, private messages or some shit like that. And it's like, I could do that. I could do that, or I could, like, make content about it and not just, like, seem like I'm doing nothing with my day because I did very little public. So I need to fix that. I need to do more public. I need to be better public. So there's going to be that, because there has to be that. There literally has to be that. So, like, especially since this fucking year, I've got another person interested in Anarchy House. And the last one sort of fell through because this person had quite a bit going for him in terms of, like, a good credit score, in terms of a stable job for a long time, in terms of the ability to, you know, quickly switch to a new one. And I didn't have I didn't have nearly that. I didn't even have, like, I don't have a credit score because I've never had a credit card and I've never taken a loan. And I'm kind of actually happy with that. But apparently modern society means you need a credit score. So I'll be seeing maybe about getting a credit score. You know, I'll be doing whatever I have to do to take this seriously enough that it actually works this time. And I'm also going to try to get, like, an actual stub from my Facebook earnings that, like, means some shit. So I'm going to start posting clips there. I'm going to start posting promos to what I do elsewhere there. I'm going to start doing as much as I fucking can to earn my keep, so that I actually have tax statements with income, so that I have a YouTube channel people want to watch enough that I can finally monetize this bitch. 2024 is going to be a different year. It has to be. The only other option is fading into complete obscurity. Because if I fuck up 2024 with with the opportunities that this presents, yeah, I'm fucking fucked. You know? I have an entire year to prove that I'm the person people have supported before. That's what I'm going to try to do, for the most part. Like, yeah, I can fuck up, but I shouldn't, like, fall off for an entire fucking year. So, you know, it's time to do better. It's time to improve. But, yeah, this is a discussion stream. I'm sort of just vamping here. Anything y'all want to talk about? Feel free to hit me up with subjects. I got fucking mustache hairs trying to fucking invade my nasal cavity up here. Hazards of having facial hair. Sometimes it's less annoying because you're getting things like, you know, fucking reduced acne and shit. Sometimes it's more annoying. Fucking. Oh, actually, yeah. Let me respond to this. So, I got down a rabbit hole again, with, like, let's just say problematic people in furry fandoms. And one of the people, that one of the sort of communities that was associated with some of this shit was Furry Valley, who has already blocked me on Twitter for fucking reasons. Probably because I go after people who do what they do. And so one of the people that they reposted was an AI artist. And this person uses AI, they put in the prompt, they get the thing they want, right? And I found this out because the reason I was going down this rabbit hole is because I've seen an absolute rash of AI generated furry content that is very clearly just using other people's art, because these people can't draw or whatever. And in this particular case, I saw one person that Furry Valley retweeted called GDix. And he said, okay, actually, let me see if I can put this on the screen, because I feel like this is something that we should all collectively cringe at. I think this is something we could all collectively cringe at. So let me see if I can get this on my fucking screen. You know, and it's kind of odd because when I've got this scratchy throat or whatever, I actually probably have a slightly more radio-friendly podcast voice or whatever, because it's like it's got that deep intonation or whatever. But it is uncomfortable to talk around for sure. So let me see if I can get this up here. I think I can. I don't think that's going to be a problem. I think it should be this one, if I recall correctly, that would work for that. Properties. Yeah, that should work. And then, so this piece remains my all-time favorite. Art belongs to everyone. Isn't that a great way to put, like, I stole my content from other people who actually, like, did the art? Art belongs to everyone. Art is about expression, and with AI, it's more accessible, allowing every imagination to leave its mark, from cave walls to digital generations. Thanks, OpenAI. So obviously, this caused me a heckin' disturb, because no, in fact, AI art is not real art. And when it comes to this stuff, this is very clearly just like taken from other people who like actually put in the time and effort, who actually gave a fuck. And in this particular case, I sort of just poked the bear here, because he was like, I wish people were able to have a more healthy discussion around this sensitive but important topic. Maybe one day. Meanwhile, have a watch. And it's like fucking like Kurzgesagt, which is, by the way, okay. So here's a conflict of interest with Kurzgesagt. Here's a little inside baseball. Kurzgesagt has taken money from Bill Gates. Kurzgesagt has taken money from Bill Gates to make some of their shit. And that means that they are more likely to have a bias in favor of the establishment. If anybody contests this, look at any subject that is even remotely affiliated with anything Bill Gates has ever done, and tell me that Kurzgesagt does not take the remotely normie-pilled fucking take in that fucking discussion. So they want to say Kurzgesagt is like an example of why we should accept AI art. I don't think so. So, you know, at some point I'll respond to that video specifically. But what I said was, and I got a notification for this today. That's the reason I'm responding to this, because I didn't even see the follow-up. But, alright then, come on my channel at some point and we'll have a chat about why I'm universally anti-AI and you can try to convince me otherwise. I thought I was laying down a gauntlet that this person wouldn't accept. But, apparently they did, and I just didn't see it. So, you've spiked my curiosity. I could be interested in learning what your why is and why I should convince you otherwise. Let me respond here, live. AI is full of CSAM in its databases. Documented. A robbery of actual talent a component of a facial recognition superstate planned by the state to be used in digital deception usually not even very good output because it's not even intelligent. How's that? So, that should be enough for them. I feel like this would be a good discussion to have. So if this person is willing, let's do that. Also, I didn't see this at first. Just got a notif that reminded me to check the thread. Woulda responded sooner. Apologies. I also have like 50 other reasons, or 500. I could really go off about this for a long time. Yeah, just to, LMK, if you want to have that, what did he say? Healthy discussion, you mentioned. Ball is in their court. I have sent the tweet, and it is live, so you can see it. If that happens, I will, I'll title the fucking stream, like, Angry Anarchist Hedgehog Grills Furry on AI Art or something like that. And we can have, like, a discussion. I'll try to be somewhat reasonable. Yeah, Jester says, also a lot of stolen shit. Yeah, and, like, that's the thing. AI is recursively bad because it's, okay, so, like AI art. I'll just talk about AI art for the moment, although it trends into some other shit that makes me hate it as well. But, like, it starts out with that, right? That it's other people's talent, it's not yours. You're telling a computer to recreate other people's talent. You don't have any. You don't need any. It's just other people's at a baseline. So it has that element of it where it's already just sort of a sapping of actual potential and talent. So, there's that element. And then you take the added element of the people who are behind these organizations are evil. These motherfuckers are evil. And, like, you got Bill Gates, you've got Elon Musk, you've got Peter Thiel, you've got Google, you've got Bing, you've got all these fucking institutions of evil power. And then you get a little bit deeper. And it's like Lockheed Martin and shit, right? But like without AI art, they wouldn't be able to do what they do. All of them. These people are getting people to program the models that they will use in their technology. It's the same thing with CAPTCHA. CAPTCHA has been helping image recognition for a long time. You know why CAPTCHA exists? It's a multi-part process. CAPTCHA exists as a security feature, but it is free. If you have a website, you can install CAPTCHA for free. Why? Why is this free? Because as usual, when something is free, you are the product. So when they install CAPTCHA on a website, what they're doing is they are using you as a programmer for the kinds of things that are like facial recognition cameras at stoplights, fucking license recognitions at stoplights, that sort of thing. They're also programming your Ring doorbells. They're programming the cameras that are oddly specifically moving like in your direction at that place you go to or have to walk by on your way to work. They're doing that because they are getting you to recognize certain things in imagery. And that's the same thing with this. And it's literally an incestuous relationship because the people who are making the like CAPTCHA tech are now using AI art. They are getting in on this to get you to tell the computer what the things are so that the computer can be better at reproducing shit. And it's just it's already dystopian because of that, because using this model, they can use AI to surveil us. They can use AI through this art to better recognize us, to better recognize shapes, to better recognize figures, and in doing so, slowly improve their models through the same people who run CAPTCHA, reCAPTCHA, all this shit. You know, it's the same reason they can read text with like something like Google Lens, because you have given them enough time reading text in those little blurbs, like the thing where it's like all wavy and weird and the text is blah. That's a real page somewhere. Those are real letters from a real page, and they are getting you to read it for them so that they can get better at reading a variety of text in a variety of positions, in a variety of skews, etc. So they can read that better. This art is the same. This art is the same because they will be better at reproducing certain things, reproducing certain elements, because you're helping them train it, whether it be through CAPTCHA at this point or just using a fun new art tool online. And so all of this shit is happening at the same time as they are building tools that let them animate a photograph, that make, like, they can take a picture of you and make it seem like it's walking or adjusting its clothing or changing position or turning around or something like that. And they can do that. They can do that with a photograph. Imagine what they can do with a video in no time. So they're using these models, they are using this programming to gradually get better at faking reality. That's what they're doing. And they're doing it all while using it to create control mechanisms. SOCOM, I did a video on it. SOCOM wants hyper-enabled officers that are armed with digital deception through AI. SOCOM wants that. The military has a wish list that I will be going over completely at some point of a bunch of different AI-related technology and a bunch of other dystopian technology that they can use to track you, monitor you, know who you are at a distance through walls, etc., all this stuff. I mean, they can already do that, but they want this to be easier. So they're using AI now. And China already has something similar. And technocratic billionaires who fascist bootlicking scum likes, like Elon Musk, want to copy WeChat, want to copy China's social credit and surveillance system that's used as part of their control grid. They want to copy that. And that's what it is. They're just copying the worst elements of other countries' tyranny, but they're doing it here. That's one of the reasons that the US is so keen on helping Ukraine, because Ukraine was training AI models for them. There were literally Ukrainian farms that were heavily corrupt, and this was coming out like before the war started, where they were heavily corrupt, so heavily corrupt. And one of the reasons that they were heavily corrupt is because all they would need is your email address, and they could access the cameras that they sold you and spy on you live. So this happened, and data was stolen, and people's lives were compromised, and all this shit. But it was helping U.S. law enforcement. Ukrainian data farms were helping U.S. law enforcement hijack your security cameras so that they could do this shit to you. So it's all connected. It's all connected. And when you keep feeding bullshit into this art prompt thing, it's going to create a recursive effect where not only are you enabling the state and its surveillance apparatus, but you're also recursively feeding AI art back into it, to the point where the AI art will be scraping AI art websites and sites with AI art posted to them, and getting more and more and more data from that AI art fed back into the system, which means that your AI art will gradually degrade in quality over time because the models are saturated with shit-ass scrapes. And the reason these scrapes included child porn is because they were so shit-ass. They were just scraping a bunch of publicly available databases, and some of those included things like Twitter, where they would steal art from Twitter artists, but they would also find other images on Twitter because it's Twitter and it's full of child porn. And it's like this was true on so many social networks where there was child sexual abuse material scraped into Stable Diffusion's database. That's right. If you use Stable Diffusion, there's every likelihood that you downloaded child porn. Do you feel good yet? So, when I've been saying AI is evil, and saying that it doesn't matter that you're just using AI art, and that it doesn't matter that you're just doing some cute picture of a doggy, or, you know, making a Pixar fucking meme, that you're enabling the tyranny that's to come and the tyranny that is already here, I wasn't fucking exaggerating. It's not just a matter of this. And if you need any proof, just look into the Drone Racing League, where literally fucking Lockheed Martin and U.S. intelligence affiliated cryptos like Algorand are working with the U.S. Department of Defense to train drones on that technology, so that they can better use AI to police the world and your communities and to control every fucking buddy. That's what they're doing with this. That's what they're doing with this AI art, with this AI fun time community, where it's like, oh yeah, we're just gonna go do fun shit and get the AI to say something wacky and then post it to social media. Every time you use AI, you contribute to evil. Any kind of AI is a contribution to a greater pool of evil. So I don't like this in any of these ways. And that's why I'm interested to see if this person is willing to actually have a conversation with me, because I kind of doubt it. This person is very well embedded in the AI art bullshit. And the reason I found out about this at all was because Furry Valley got called out for making a bunch of AI art and trying to pass it off as real, and they will block you if you tell them AI in their comments. They will block you. So try that. If you're not blocked by these people already, and if you're not a minor, because they have pedophiles, go to the Furry Valley fucking Twitter account, find one of their obvious AI fucking posts, and just say, this is AI, and they'll block you for bringing it up, and usually also hide your tweet in the replies. It's fucking pathetic. Many such cases. Anyway. Rescind says, exactly. I have friends who are actual artists and have honed their skill over 50 plus years only to be stolen. Remember the Google Images game? Yes, I do. Wasn't that Build your own enslavement. Google is an alphabet agency funded CIA front, and you're going to help their image recognition get better at recognizing certain things. Rescind, and everything we post online, comments for example, is all harvested, examined, and weaponized. Yes. Yeah. And like, that's the thing. People, motherfuckers, just think I'm insane or exaggerating or something. I'm not. This shit is cancer. This shit is cancer on everything it touches. I'm not going to prompt an AI. I'm not going to pay Twitter fucking, like, what is it, 12 a month? So that I can have the privileges of using their AI? I'm not going to, fucking do any of this shit because I have dignity and a memory and I understand what this fucking shit is for. And just to be clear, I also have a bias because my mother was a medical transcriptionist. And she started to have to program fucking speech recognition technology so that it could replace her. Her pay decreased. And if she wanted to get better pay, she would have to cut corners, which she didn't do, in programming this speech recognition to get better and better at saying shit, like typing it out, so that she could eventually be replaced. The people who weren't replaced, the people who weren't fired after enough of this was programmed, were the kinds of people who, like, fucking cut so many corners and just helped program it but didn't care too much if there were errors on sensitive medical documents. So my mother just gradually saw her pay get cut because a machine she was helping program to replace her was being programmed by fucking shitbags, and also because she wasn't a shitbag and she was trying to program it well. And the jobs that came in that she could transcribe, were less pay because there was less of a turnaround. So she would work her fingers to the fucking bone, metaphorically speaking, trying to get things right for a bunch of people who didn't give a fuck because they didn't feel like they had to, because they were getting replaced and they were going to get fired at a certain level of productivity anyway. No, it wasn't 90s, early thousands. It was probably closer to mid-tens. Not mid-tens. Mid to late aughts, I guess you could say, like the 2000s, 2000 like to 2010, and then that to like mid-tens. That she was slowly being replaced and outmoded until she eventually just quit the job that was gradually treating her worse and worse, demanding more and more with less and less pay, all so that she could program the tool that would replace her. that would replace so many people like her, that would take this job away from so many people who actually needed the money, to give it to faceless corporations so that a computer could get a whole lot of things wrong about sensitive medical information. It matters. It matters. Automation is evil. It will gradually outmode everything, render all of humanity obsolete. If you want a good documentary to watch that's relatively short, even, watch Truthstream Media's documentary Obsolete. You can find it on YouTube, or you can buy it on Amazon if you want to support a great documentary team. Watch it. Watch it and you'll see what I'm talking about. This is where we are. We are in a world where people are programming the tools of their own enslavement and programming the tools that will gradually outmode them and force them into the streets. If this fucking tech continues to spread, which it almost guaranteedly will, because people don't give a fucking shit about their common person if they get what they want out of the situation, it will destroy so much and literally fuel the kind of Skynet nightmare that Terminator predicted. Because literally the military and intelligence industrial complexes are the primary people supporting this. I feel so much of the time, just like Sarah Connor shouting and getting thrown into a fucking institution about, like, the future of technology and how it's fucking terrible and going to kill us, going to destroy humanity. But they get their cute little pictures at the time, so it's fun. Fun! The death of humanity will not be with a bang, but a meme. Fuck you. If you support AI, fuck you. That's it. That's all. That's the message. God, I fucking hate it. It's dismal and grim. And it's gonna kill us, and it's gonna enslave us while it does it. It's gonna lock us in a cage, and it's gonna murder us. And people will laugh while it happens. Anyway, it appears that I have lost most of my viewership for this stream, so feel free to sound off in chat if you're still there. Rasin says, it is only spread. I haven't seen any skid marks from brakes. Well, at least the stable diffusion model came under criticism recently for having literal child porn in it. Let me actually pull up this article, because fuck anyone who uses this. I'm going to drive this point home like a meaty cock. I'm going to make this happen. Okay, so found in stable diffusion. Okay, so Stanford Cyber Policy Center. This is Stanford University. I'm not quoting some fringe fuck in the middle of fucking his trailer after his, fucking brony spank bank session. I'm quoting fucking, like, Stanford University. I'm not quoting some Nazi. I'm not quoting some tanky. I'm quoting a very mainstream source for anybody who thinks I'm fucking wrong about this. They have every incentive at Stanford to, not give the full truth on this subject. But they're giving the full truth. Thank fuck they're giving the full truth. Because Stanford gives a fuck at least about this. And so I will, right here, pull this up. Let me make sure that this is thing. Alright. I think I'll just have to blow this up for this one. So let me just... That. So... Investigation finds... Investigation! It was an investigation. Finds AI image generation models trained on child abuse. A new report identifies hundreds of instances of exploitative images of children in a public dataset used for AI text-to-image generation models. It's just... It writes itself. It writes itself. Like, I've been saying that this is evil this whole time, and it turns out, if you used Stable Diffusion, you exploited children. How do you feel? An investigation found hundreds of known images of child sexual abuse material in an open dataset used to train popular AI image generation models such as Stable Diffusion. Models trained on this dataset, known as LAION5B, are being used to create photorealistic AI-generated nude images including CSAM. It's challenging to clean or stop the distribution of publicly distributed datasets as it has been widely disseminated. Future datasets could use freely available detection tools to prevent the collection of known CSAM. A Stanford Internet Observatory investigation identified hundreds people of known images of child sexual abuse material in an open dataset used to train popular AI text-to-image generation models such as Stable Diffusion. A previous SIO report with the nonprofit online child safety group Thorn found rapid advances in generative machine learning make it possible to create realistic imagery that facilitates child sexual exploitation using open source AI image generation models. Our new investigation reveals that those models are trained directly on CSAM present in a public dataset of billions of images known as LAION5B. The dataset included known CSAM scraped from a wide array of sources, including mainstream social media websites and popular adult video websites. Removal of the identified source material is currently in progress, as researchers reported the image URLs to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children in the U.S. and the Canadian Centre for Child Protection, C3P. The study was primarily conducted using hashing tools such as PhotoDNA, which match a fingerprint of an image to databases maintained by nonprofits that receive and process reports of online child sexual exploitation and abuse. Researchers did not view abuse content, and matches were reported to NCMEC and confirmed by C3P where possible. So, just to be clear, this is what matters. This is what matters. This right here, okay? Because hashing tools, okay. This is something I can explain. Hashing tools are the same things that they use to scan for viruses. They're the same things that they use to scan for viruses without having to infect a host computer or transmit the virus over the internet again. What they do is they create an image of a file that they want to database as risky or safe or whatever. And this hash is used as a way to identify that file without having to transmit it in the future. So when they scan for child sexual abuse material, they'll also hash the file so that they don't have to redistribute the file itself to tell people not to click it, to tell people that they're banned if they share it or download it or whatever, and that they're reported to the police, and etc., 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 etc. So they took the hashes of this material, just like anybody would if they were doing due diligence, and they said that this is a massive amount of fucking child porn in Stable Diffusion's largest data set for their AI image generation software. They used hashes. You know who else could have used hashes fucking to figure out if this was there? Stable Diffusion, prior to doing it, prior to including it in their fucking data set. Stable Diffusion could have done this. They could have already checked and seen if they were distributing child porn. You ever wonder why some of these models look way too young when you get them generated? It's because they were. Before this happened. Before these things were generated. Before these AI images came about, the data sets used to train them were literal, actual nude children compromised by predators. Feeling good yet? Just saying, just saying. I hate AI art. I hate AI artists. I hate it. Not even because it's not even art and shouldn't be called art, but that's a reason, right? I hate it because it's evil, because it encourages and enables evil. It's not just fucking like, a negotiable thing. It's not just a possibility. It's evil. AI art is evil. And AI, by extension, is evil because the kinds of things that people use AI for is contributing to evil. And it's not just that, but it's also like, the text generation thing. The more realistic they can make a response to a prompt of text, of images, of anything else, the more realistic they can make it when they take a photograph of you or a video of you and use stable diffusion and that kind of thing, deep dream, whatever they want to do. They use that to generate a version of you doing something that you didn't do. Every single time you train AI, you are contributing actively to evil. And you're not just, hurting artists. You're not just making it harder for them to get jobs because you're building the automated alternatives. That's already bad enough. You're also actively contributing to their art being used in the processing of child porn. Because these people who built this software were not fucking innocent, and they did the lazy shit that the kind of lazy piece of shit who uses AI art would do, which is just scrape databases, scrape images, scrape videos, scrape until they got the data set, the models that they would use to make this art. And now that they have those, somehow the data sets are full of child porn because they scraped it. They set up a program to scrape. They didn't, set up any safeguards. They didn't do any shit to make sure that they were doing things that are safe for people. What they did is they scraped data sets, and those data sets included child porn. That's right. If you downloaded the Stable Diffusion database, you're a kiddie porn downloader. How you feeling? I'm so glad I didn't do that. I'm so glad I'm paranoid about this sort of shit and don't like where it even potentially heads and where it's actually heading, and that I didn't download any AI art generation shit. Aren't you if you didn't? Hello, CTG. God fucking damn, I hate this shit. God fucking damn, I hate AI. It's evil. It is evil. It's not just fucking annoying. It's not just tacky. It's evil. Fuck. Okay. Rescind says, on that happy note, I gotta eat. Love you, love your streams, love your groupies, and here's to a prosperous new year. See y'all on the flip side. Yes, love you too. I will keep the rage coming. This is fucking, it's a subject. Like, AI is the number one evil. Anyone who insists, like that, this year, and this is a real twist. Okay, so, this year, I did something that I rarely do, and I blocked somebody on social media. Normally, I don't do that. This year I blocked somebody on social media. His name is Justin Padini. And he's a piece of shit. An absolute scumbag filth. Cancer on the liberty movement. An absolute abscess in anarchist circles and conspiracy circles. An uninformed, delusional, transphobic hack. And the reason that I blocked him was because a long series of overt negative interactions on Facebook gradually convinced me that he was beyond any sort of rational conversation. And I set a boundary. So I'll start at the beginning. And I'll give like footnotes here, because we don't have time for the whole saga. But basically he said, and I'm not exaggerating, who cares about AI, like, when there are trans people in women's sports? I'm going to let that sink in as how profoundly fucking evil and stupid that is. How profoundly, sickeningly evil and fucking stupid that is. How profoundly demonic that is. Because the thing that is literally being used and programmed to destroy us is somehow less of a threat than trans people in fucking sports. How about this? How about ESPN working with the Department of Defense to hand Nazis medals? Nazis in sports? No, that's fine. Trans people in sports, the most important issue. So I challenged him on this, and ever since he would tag me in public posts, and on Facebook that means those posts are stuck on your timeline, which means that any time he wanted to harass me and any trans follower I might have, all he had to do is tag me. So he did that routinely, and would routinely be bigoted, fucking moronic, fucking subhuman, worthless, negative interaction, negative value interactions all the way around, until he started to say shit like LGBT is an organization, and the LGBT organization is pushing tyranny and pedophilia and shit. Until me supporting trans people got me accused of something I drew a firm boundary on. I don't block people a whole lot, but if you say that I'm, a pedophile or encouraging pedophilia or any sort of thing like that, I'm going to block you. So eventually, he accused me falsely and with no evidence of spreading child sexual exploitative material. And I blocked him. I gave him fucking 20 minutes, I think it was, to recant his statement, to retract his bullshit, bigoted garbage. And he didn't. So I blocked him, and he's been blocked ever since because he's a fucking shitbag. A tyrannical, stupid, fucking shitbag. And there was a bunch of shit in the middle of that. There's so much. I have so many screenshots. But ultimately, I blocked him. And now the guy who defended AI, who said that fucking trans people in sports is a more important issue, that guy is probably pretty silent about AI actually distributing child porn. Because real child exploitation isn't a factor for the transphobe. Real child sexual exploitation happens all the time, and they don't do shit about it. Sound of Freedom funder fucking gets caught trying to kidnap Nope. Fucking right libertarians and Republicans get caught with child porn or trying to fuck kids? Nope. Hell, even Scott Ritter gets a pass. Matt Walsh gets a pass for saying 16-year-olds. Nick Fuentes gets a pass for saying 16-year-olds. Pearl Davis gets a pass for saying 16-year-olds are fucking, like, adults, attractive, etc., whatever they need to say in order to justify their weird bullshit. So many examples I could bring up on the right, but they don't care. And they will defend AI. And they will call you a commie or whatever if you don't like AI. Well, I'd rather be a lefty commie than downloading and supporting and spreading child porn, actually. Unlike all you AI art fuckwits who downloaded the Stable Diffusion model. Or used it, thereby re-victimizing children. Do you feel good about yourself now, motherfuckers? Anyway, I've got some messages. CTG. How dare you? Blocking someone? Yeah. LOL Classic. I mean, I'm used to it. I'm super used to transphobia. Yep. Yeah, it's yeah. Cognitive dissonance. It's a massive aspect of conservatism. Because he doesn't care. Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't care about the truth. He doesn't care about protecting kids. It's not about that. If anything, it's about attacking a whole group of kids that he wants to pretend doesn't exist. He literally started to say trans kids don't exist. He doesn't mind attacking kids. He doesn't mind helping the people who attack kids for their sexuality. He just pretends to protect children. The same as all these other fucking fascist fuckwits who are totally fine protecting the system that actually exploits them and is an actual danger. It's a talking point to push an agenda, ironically. Yeah. Yeah, it's just evil. It's just evil. So. Anyway. You sort of came in on the end of the stream, CTG, but yeah, I'm gonna be clocking in like 3 minutes because it appears to be that you are the only one in here at this point. So. Yeah, I got a burning fire in my chest about some AI shit, and I had to get that out there. And I might be talking to a furry who supports AI art, so we will see. We will see. But either way, to anyone who is still here, Happy New Year. And I'll be seeing what I can do to actually get on my grind this fucking year. Yeah, like, and feel free to tune in. I do one of these every week. I have not missed a week, even when it was inconvenient. I'm going to do these every week, and I'm going to commit to doing these even when it gets fucking hectic. I want these to be a place where people can actually interface with me and actually directly, because I feel like so many creators just don't talk to their audiences. And like, you know, or they talk at them, or they're like Hassan and treating them like shit because they don't immediately cave. You know? Fucking never me. Never me. So. Anyway. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everyone. And here's to me not fucking up this next one. Because there is so much more. And so many more reasons to smash the fucking state.